We have a brand new affiliate, a team that almost follow the mould of Rugby Town, Loughborough University. Yeah, we've partnered with a university in the Midlands, which, I don't know, it just feels quite fitting. They are currently involved in a relegation scrap at the bottom of Tier 8, which if they get relegated from, they won't be in a playable league anymore. And on top of that, a couple of players I did try to get moves to them from our youth team, did turn down the option to go to university. But in spite of all of that, I'm hoping that maybe we can do Loughborough a favour over the years. I mean, given the fact that our players in the youth team are turning down a move to them, it doesn't look great, but I'm going to do my best for the people of Loughborough, for the University of Loughborough. Anyway, you might have spotted it in the top corner. It is the 22nd of January. Today is a pretty special episode for episode number 50. First and foremost, QPR. Second versus third. They're a very good team. After that, Man City away in the FA Cup. Yeah, Man City away. I mean, it'll be a good payday at least. I don't know why I'm being so defeatist. When we took them on a couple of years ago in the FA Cup 5th round, we only lost 3-1. This time around, 2 years later, it's the 4th round. Yeah, it could be an interesting one. On top of that, the January transfer window is open. I am waiting on a work permit for a very exciting player. Our first Brazilian wonderkid, maybe? We'll talk about him right after the intro. Yes, folks, how is it going? Welcome back to Park to Prem. Today's episode number 50 here with Rugby Town, and here is my potential new favourite player, João Victor. 5-star potential, 3-star current ability, 19 years old. Can we discuss this guy? I am a bit annoyed, I'll say now, by the fact that he's been trained as a wing-back, because I feel like he's got to be a defensive midfielder with his crossing and dribbling, right? I mean, look at the mentals, look at the physicals. Maybe he could be a wing-back. I've not decided yet. I don't need a Ricky D replacement, but a new defensive mid like this guy could be very good. You can see here he's currently playing in the Brasileiro Division C, which is the 3rd tier of Brazil. I have been informed he might get a work permit. Whether or not he will get a work permit remains to be seen. You may have noticed here, release clause of £375,000. If we get him for that price, which is looking likely, pending a work permit, that will be a bargain. And even if he doesn't get a work permit, more headline news, Mkhize now officially has a work permit. Of course, he was on an ESC deal. That ESC period, the year, wore out at the middle of this transfer window last week. As a result of that, we have this ESC slot, and to be honest, I feel like Victor here is a good enough player to use that slot on. What that means for Ahol Chuddy, who we brought in on a free transfer to be a squad player, remains to be seen. I know this guy's a fan club. I really hope that when you look at this comparison, you can understand why I want to bring Victor in. One of a little bit of transfer news as well. Toby Hines has elected to join us. He had the option to join some championship youth teams that were offering him contracts. However, he has decided he'd much rather play regular first team football with Rugby Town. He is a record transfer at £550,000, but ultimately, for a young English talent, 18 years old, capped at under 19 level, who was playing in League 2, I think it's a little bit of a bargain. According to our scouts, he has Premier League potential. If he can fulfill that potential, he will be very good. I did sign him with the intention of maybe moving on Goldsmith. Unfortunately, all that interest vanished as soon as the transfer window opened. So at least for now, Goldsmith and Hyder here, and alongside Faye as well. I'll tell you what, there is a very exciting set of young talent in this team. I feel like we don't talk about it enough. Look at the team sorted by potential ability. Obviously, it's nice to have the likes of Hines and Guerrero here, but what makes me feel even better is the likes of Warren, Espinoza and Faye, products of our youth academy, who are actually featuring in the first team. Heck, even a player like William Espinoza has 10 starts across all competitions, 3 in the league, and recently he got his first ever goal for the club. More on that shortly, but not before we cover the games since last episode. Of course, we wrap things up with that defeat against Reading, but we did have some more winnable games on the horizon, and the good news is we did win them. First one was against Crewe, 3-1 win away from home was nice. Carlisle, a 4-0 win. Faye with a goal here. Have had to rotate the team quite a lot during this period. The schedule has been pretty brutal. I rested the players with this game in mind. Nottingham Forest of the Championship. Nottingham Forest, a good Championship team as well. Currently in 8th place. To be fair, they did play a rotated team, but in spite of that, we managed to muster up a 2-1 win. And when you look at the stats, it isn't even like we fluked it. Ricky D with a goal. Ricky D, Man of the match, what a bloke, has got interest in him, has Hull City. I mean, they're going to have to bid over £10 million for me to sell him at this point. He's definitely not worth the £5 to £7 million he's valued at, but there's the emotional value involved in this kind of transfer at this point. We've become bonded. So that win in the FA Cup was massive. That is what has set us up this game against Man City. In the next two games, okay results. Well, one okay result, one kind of disastrous one. Mansfield 3-1 win on the road was a really dominant display. I did rotate the team for this game fairly heavily, to be fair. And in the end, it took some late subs in Goma and Ferrarinson coming into the team to get us the result there. And maybe that should have been a little bit of a warning that the rotated team I was playing maybe wasn't of the standard for League One. But ultimately, with QPR 3 days away, I thought against a mid-table Bradford team, we could take a risk. You'll notice Ahold Chidi did play in this game. He was subbed off after 63 minutes. He let me down. When you look at the stats of this game as well, it's not even like we got unlucky. The only silver lining, that Espinoza goal I just mentioned earlier. Sadly, we were already 2 goals down when this goal went in. I did hope it might galvanise something in the last half an hour, but it never came to fruition. A good finish, though, hopefully the first of many for him. And to be fair, Espinoza, he's a bit of a physical monster, isn't he? He can run really, really quick, and if we just look at his all-time development, you can see here, his physicals have gone through the roof. His mentals have improved a lot. He is still only 17 years old, as a reminder. I like the look of this guy a lot. So sadly, with that defeat against Bradford, we have dropped down behind Reading by just a single point. But the big headline news today is that our first game is against a QPR team who, if they beat us, will go ahead of us, albeit with a game extra played. We have been slipping up here and there. Obviously, there's the game against Man City as well, but I think it goes without saying, I really can't afford to rotate things for this one. You might have noticed as well, we have a lot of assisters in our team. I suppose when you score as many goals as we do, you expect to see assists. Yeah, we're pretty good at setting up goals. Ricky D with 17 from right back is mad. Top goal scorer, by the way, is Ferrarinson with 24 goals to his name. Head and shoulders above everyone else, but you can see there's the likes of Goldsmith, Soonsup Bell and Guerrero all kind of grouped up together. We're not really a one-man band, and maybe that's a relief because lately Ferrarinson's not been so good. I mean, look at the yellow bars. He's had one good performance in his last 5 games. Before we get into the game today against QPR, just a little bit of a youth team roundup. The under-21s are currently second in the under-21s Division 3, for what it's worth. I mean, when you look at the teams in and around us, it is a fair few of the teams in our current division. So, good to see our academy doing well. Of course, a few of our best academy players are already in the first team. And as for the under-18s, which is looking a little on the bloated side, I will admit, they're doing their job. Currently top of the South West Division, 6 points clear of Torquay. Have it, Torquay's under-18s, you're trash. I've got carried away there. Anyway, we are going to jump straight into this game against QPR. I don't know why I've said it all broken up like that. Queen's Park Rangers, they're in third. They're a team we need to fear. I rested up the bulk of the first team with the weekend game. This is a midweek kickoff on a Tuesday. As a result of that, you can see here, fitness is high. No one really missing from the team either. Nesbitt, the one player coming back from injury of first team significance. We should be in a position to do well here. But when you look at the form for the last 5 games, it is maybe a little bit of a cause for concern. This would be a great game to turn it around. Not sure if I mentioned it before, but the game against Man City is going to be away from home. So that should be an okay payday. We aren't desperate for money at the moment. We did just get the final instalment as part of that Luton Town £7.5 million deal. Still feel like there might be room to sell someone before the transfer window closes. Goldsmith was the player I was looking at, but the interest, as I've already mentioned, has completely vanished for him. So I don't know what we're going to do. We don't necessarily need to sell anyone this window anyway. We probably can afford to wait till the summer. Anyway, whilst that's all lovely jubbly, we need to focus on this. We have a match of football to play at home against QPR with a rested best 11. I'd back us to go out here and get a confident, good performance. Worth noting, we've lost 4 games this season in the league. QPR have only lost 3. Draws have cost them points at critical moments this year. And, well, they are going to be looking to avoid that kind of form and a draw in this game here. Byskov shoots from range. That has whistle wide of the post, hasn't it? Okay, corner for us. You might have noticed Timmy quite high on the average rating charts and the assist charts. That is down to his corner-taking prowess. On this occasion, looping header, falls to Jude, shoots in the box, bundled around, and out for another corner. That was one of those chances where, within the context of the Football Manager match engine, I can't really tell you if it was a good chance or not. I think it was an okay one. Ultimately, someone blocked it away, and if the first corner was threatening, that one was a chihuahua of a corner. It was not ferocious, it was not scary, but we are penning QPR back from the looks of things. Throwing deep inside their own half. We're going to win the ball back well. Timmy and Goma drifting inside. Can he find an option into the box on his weaker right foot? Plays it in. Ferrarinsen's shot is blocked. That's one of those highlights that Football Manager shows, but ultimately the block was always going to be made. There was no space to get away an effort. And QPR are very much hanging on at the moment. Set piece now for QPR. They've not looked threatening from open play. It might take a set piece for them to get ahead. Keeley tips that over the post superbly. We have still got this corner to deal with. Evgen, if I'm not mistaken, is the highest earner in the league on £55,000 a week. For that kind of money, you expect better corners than that. He's going to score here, isn't he? Never mind, he's offside. That would have... I realised I'd just set myself up for the ultimate curse of the commentator there. The game has let me off. Ricky D, what can you do, you beautiful hunk of a man? From the byline, plays it short. Guerrero, back to Ricky D. Played across, was trying to seek out Ngoma. It's cleared away, but Gasperi is there. He's going to lay it to Morgan, the left back. Not quite living up to Ricky D's assist tally, but still chipping him with a decent number. Look how high up the pitch we are here. We are penning them back. Ricky D drifting inside. Guerrero, super intelligent position there. Could have got into the box. Opted just to hold his run at the edge. The defence dropped deep. He found some space, and he also found the top corner. Ricky D, another assist to add to the occasion. Mkize, of course, has some really good ball-playing ability. Quite confident to let him bring out the ball like that. Guerrero's positioning was good. The finish, maybe even better. That goal before half-time is just what we needed. 3 minutes of added time at the end of this first half are going to come and go. A deserved lead at the break. We've not been classic vintage rugby in this game. It's not going to be one of those games that finishes 6-0. But we've looked good. Ferrarinsen is on a 6.7 again. Do I need to worry about Ferrarinsen? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But you know what, Goldsmith, I'm trying to put you in the shop window. You perform well off the bench. We need to attract some interest. Come on here, get some critical goals, and then I can flog you in the summer. Maybe even this transfer window. There's still a few weeks left. Suppose I should also mention, QPR, of course, battling with us at the top. We actually play them on the final day of the season. So this could be the first of 2 games you see against them if it does go down to the wire at the top. I really don't want it to be going down to the final day of the season. I'm not sure I can handle the stress. Okay, now we're played here. We are going to mix things up just a little bit. What are we going to do? That is a great question. Gasperi's on a booking. Nobody like that. McLaughlin on you come. Masters has been a bit quiet in this game. We'll bring in Mbamba. I want to find an excuse to bring Toby Hines on for his debut. The record transfer at £500,000. Brought him in for his kind of striking prowess and also the fact he can play out on the right-hand side. Mentioned last episode that we don't really have that backup to Guerrero. Hines is now that backup. Ricky D on the near side. I wonder how many times I've mentioned Ricky D's name in episodes. Someone should go back and count. I feel like it's been a lot. He is at the heart of everything we do. Timmy shoots just over. I think the keeper might have had it covered. Corner now for them. They've looked threatening from these kind of set pieces. That one is flicked on, but you know what? We've dealt with it initially. Giles, though, breaking into the box, trying to get to the byline. Do not foul him in there. Mkize, nice little block. Guerrero, he is quick, he is intelligent. What can the right midfielder do here? The answer's run straight into their left back. I don't know why I said anything. Now they're bringing it forward. Mkize wins another header. That man is a tree of a man in the middle. He stands tall, he's not quick, but he can just get everything in the air, just like a tree. Morgan plays it inside. What a ball that is to Ngoma, who was offside. He went too early. I would have been annoyed with him if he was onside there because he just kind of snatched at that one. 10 minutes left of this game. It is still a 1-goal game. I've made a few changes. I don't really want to make any more, but maybe at this point we should just time waste. Do time-wasting subs work? Faye, on you come. And Ngoma has run his race. Jude is looking tired as well. Toby, come on down for your debut. 4 minutes of added time at the end of this game. Is there going to be late drama? The answer's no. I'm kind of relieved for that. After the Watford game last time out, I needed a calmish one. As far as 1-0s go, that was okay. They didn't create a lot. We didn't do a great deal either, though. Sadly for us, Reading did just win 4-0, so we can't catch up with them. AFC Wimbledon, though, lost to Crewe. Elsewhere, Watford drew against Huddersfield. So a few of the results we needed to go our way did go our way there. Apparently, Guerrero and Mkize need rests. They can have rests after the Man City game. Also, I tried to loan Loughborough some of my worst young players. Even they're turning down the moves to Loughborough University. This might be the most pointless affiliation of all time. So with that result there, we have moved 5 points clear of QPR. We have a game in hand over them as well, so we put ourselves in a really good spot there. Not going to get carried away just yet, though. There's still 16 games left of the season. Anyway, we have got another game today. It's away at the Etihad. I know it says the manager is Matthias Dahm. You might recognise the manager. He doesn't like his actual name being used in Football Manager. So Matthias. We'll take down Matthias. Definitely Matthias. Definitely does have another name. Definitely not. So sadly, João Victor didn't get a work permit at the first time of asking. I've appealed it. That decision will be made on the 29th of January, which is prior to the game following the Man City one. So we will end the episode finding out, will the Brazilian Beast be joining us? Brazilian Beast. Is that the best kind of compliment I can come up with? I need to work on my compliment game. Anyway, our opposition today are a Man City team. A Man City team that won the Premier League for the first time in 5 years last season. They do still have Erling Haaland. He's very, very good. Last time we played them, I didn't have to deal with him. And in fact, you might remember in that past meeting, that 3-1 game, the goalkeeping injury that occurred 11 minutes into the game. I didn't have a goalkeeper on the bench when Keeley played. Good news today, I will have a goalkeeper on the bench. Kind of interesting as well to note when you look at this team here. There's a fair few players on this list who played for us in the National League still at the club. We've got Keeley, Ricky D, McLaughlin, Goldsmith, Timmy, Jude, and Goma. Yeah, actually, when I look at that, considering the amount of leagues we've climbed up, it's impressive how much of the core of our team has remained the same, except Lissa. Lissa's just decided to pop up here. No, not you. Get out of my face, mate. And if you were wondering about the rest of this Man City team, it's good. It's a very good team. It's not actually as different as I thought it would be, but they have got Ansu Fati and Yeremy Pino. Yeah, this is going to be difficult. I mean, I suppose I can hope that they rotate their team, but it feels like quite a fitting game to have for episode number 50. Man City away. I have already done the away day. This is a big game for us, though. We should get a good payday out of it. Should note, really, how much money we've got in the bank now. So we've got £4.2 million in the bank now. If that's over 5, that would be amazing. I don't know if it will be after this game. We'll find out shortly. The team is the exact same one that played the previous game. Ultimately, though, here, not really going into this game expecting an amazing result, although they've played a rotated team. I mean, they've still got Ruben Diaz and Gvardiol at centre-back, but there's less names I recognise, and Callum Hudson-Odoi plays for them. It's a weird timeline. I'm just curious. Benyon is their striker. Who is Benyon? He's a real person. I assumed he wasn't a real person. Benyon, I'm really sorry I'm not familiar with your game. Apparently he moved to Benfica for 21 million. Is he... Oh... I recognise the last name. Why does he have Benyon on his shirt? That's silly. Either way, he's now over a corner. I've just called him silly. And I thought for a moment he was immediately going to get an assist. Keeley's collected it. The Benyon name has thrown me off there. Does he wear Benyon on the back of his shirt in real life? Wouldn't surprise me. Oh my word. We've got a 4-on-3 here. Sadly, they have got Ruben Diaz, who he's basically two people, isn't he? Let's be honest, some of their players compared to our players, it's like they've got more players on the pitch. They are that much better. Right, Keeley, you are going to have to be on your A game today. Last time we were here, he got injured after 11 minutes. I'm hoping he lasts longer today. Right, Keeley, what are we doing, mate? Well, where's he? He's just enjoying the possession, isn't he? Launches it forward here. Jude is under it, nods it down. Oh, and Goma makes something magical happen. There's options in the middle. There are options in the middle. Guerrero's in the middle. We are beating Man City after 3 minutes. This is not a drill. Jude with a heroic leap there to nod it down to Ngoma, who then just bullies Serdar here. Thinks he has it covered, doesn't have it covered. Burst of pace, played across the line. Guerrero, back post. I mean, I want to be like, great finish. It wasn't a great finish. It was a bloody tap-in. Do I care? No, I do not. Imagine if we beat Man City. I don't want to, it's 18 minutes in, but imagine if we did. They've not had a shot on target yet. We're massive. I've just realised it. I'm an idiot. There is Orkan. Benyon is actually a regen. I didn't click on the right name earlier, did I? Someone's definitely already written a comment. Don't delete that comment if you wrote it. I am an idiot. Here is Remy Benyon. He's good, isn't he? He's good, right? But I don't want to look at him for too long. It's not been a classic, for episode 50, but do we need a classic football performance if we get a classic football result? We're 1-0 up. Man City, you have disrespected me by playing your kind of B team. There's still some good players there. We're a goal up. They've created nothing. I'm still going to tell the players I'm far from pleased, and Goma's unhappy. You're doing well. I mean, it worked for most players. I feel like if I'd praised the players, they'd bottle it in the second half. You have to be critical, don't you, at 1-0? Doesn't matter who you're playing, even if it's Man City away. Ferrarington is actually having another pretty poor game here. I'm going to bring in Toby Hines, the record transfer Toby Hines. He is very, very capable, I feel like, as an advanced forward. In fact, he's quite capable as a pressing forward, to be fair to him, but his mentals are a little bit lacking. He's going to come on for Ferrarinson in that right striker position. Just notice they've got a 35-year-old Bernardo Silva still playing for them here. So Bernardo Silva's playing against us here, and they've also got Prestiani on the other wing. Their team is good, isn't it? Right, Hines, what can you do for us? Timmy, back to Hines. You are a record transfer. Make magic stuff happen. Or just kick it at Christiansen. Right, they're now looking to maybe make something happen on the break. Benyon, he's through. He's scary. One-on-one Keeley. I needed heroics. He's not given me them. It's 1-1. I mean, the sad reality is we are playing Manchester City, so even their rotated team is way better than our first team. We've given it a good go so far. We're not out of this just yet, but, well, that was an annoyingly good finish. Christiansen, he set up their previous attack for the goal. He's now over a free kick just inside our half. Ball's played to Mateus Nunes. Bajcetic is through, and Stefan scores. I mean, we were ahead for 50 minutes. It was a fun 50 minutes. I mean, last time we played Man City, it finished 3-1, so 2-1, it'd be an improvement. Next time we play them, 1-1? I mean, this game's not over yet. I'm going to make some changes here. Gasperi's really struggled in this game. I'm going to bring in McLaughlin. Faye, you might as well come on for the occasion, mate. Jude, off you come. The kids are going up top. Sam Faye and Toby Hines. This could be a match made in heaven. Look at them next to each other. This is the start of a blossoming romance. When they're playing up top in the Premier League in 10 years' time, we'll look back on this day. Bernardo Silva's bloody good at set pieces, isn't he? I've got to enjoy his set pieces today. He's putting a lot of good ones in good areas, including whatever this is. I mean, I big him up and then he does. What is this? They are taking the piss. This is not a free kick routine. They've scored again. I'm so mad. I mean, we tried. I'm trying to find a silver lining. The stadium looks very filled. So you know what? Filled stadium should mean lots of money for us. I hope. I really hope. With 4 minutes left of this game, we're not coming back, are we? To be fair, we created a decent amount, but we only mustered up 39% of the ball. We were playing a very good Man City team. They have Bajcetic as their top player. He's quite good in this universe. They signed him for £85 million. Imagine having 85 million. That would be fun. I mean, we might have that in a few years in the Premier League, but not right now. We were underdogs and you gave it your best. Everyone looks happy. Even Ngomi, who was pissed off at half-time, is positively chuffed. I hate it. Did we make any money, I hear you ask? Well, the answer is a resounding yes. We're up to £5 million again. That might keep us going till the end of the calendar year. Yeah, we really could do with getting promoted to the Championship. I suppose the good news is, with us out of the FA Cup, we are now out of absolutely everything, so full focus can be on the league, where I've just noticed a load of teams played whilst we were playing in the FA Cup. Results here, QPR won. So if we were hoping they were going to start bottling it, they've not started to bottle it. Bolton, though, did fail to win, so that's one good result for us. Right, the big question now is, 3 days away, will Victor get his work permit? That is all we care about now. Rob Butler wants to talk to me about being unhappy. He is like our 10th choice goalkeeper. His contract's up at the end of the year. He can do one. Wouldn't it be great if our first wonder kid of the year from Brazil, of which I'm sure there'll be many, would be a Brazilian. You know how I wanted to sell Goldsmith this window? He's just got injured for 6 weeks before deadline day. So he won't be going this window. Unfortunate, but, well, there was no interest in him anyway. Also, Jake Cartwright, yeah, he's still here. His contract does run out at the end of the current year. Did give him an abnormally long contract. He's been here since the very beginning, to be fair. Should we give him a new contract? I can trigger a contract extension clause. You know what, Jake? You're staying around till the end. I'll give you a game in the Premier League, maybe. Apparently, I transfer listed him at some point. Let's get rid of that. Maybe he'll go... Wait, I've got an idea. Can we loan him to Loughborough? I know you were having a lovely loan spell, mate, but you need to go play for Loughborough University. Oh, they're a university team. They can only play players who are under the age of 23. I've just cancelled his loan for nothing and triggered a contract extension. That has gone poorly. Really poorly. That is... I didn't know they couldn't sign players over 23. Oh no, João Victor's work permit has been rejected, but... we can just allocate him an ESC slot. I love the ESC system. I believe you get 2 more ESC slots in the Premier League. No, in the Championship. So if we get promoted, we can get 2 more wonder kids who wouldn't normally get work permits. Welcome, João Victor. The scouts love him. I love him. What are we saying at Premier League potential? For 375k, it could be a bargain. Or it could be the worst transfer ever. No, he's very good, isn't he? He's really, really good. He's amazing. I don't want to big him up too much, but he's bloody massive. I don't want to alarm Stuart Masters, but, yeah, he might have just been replaced. Maybe. I mean, the nice thing about Victor is if we get an injury at right back, he can just play right back. So that's good too. You guys can let me know what you think of this transfer down in the comments. Our first Brazilian wonder kid. There is still money in the bank allegedly for transfers. I am going to be sensible with how much we actually spend. It would have been bloody epic if for episode number 50 we could have beaten Man City, but sadly it wasn't meant to be. A good result against QPR sets us up nicely. Haven't mentioned it this year, the youth intake. That might be coming next episode. Temper your expectations. Apparently it's an excellent group of players, but it's all C's and D's. So make of that what you will. I think Sam Montrose is just confused. Thank you so much for your support on this series. 50 episodes is a massive, massive milestone, but the good times are going to keep on rolling with 4 more episodes this week. I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Until then, take things easy. It's me, Jack. I'll talk to you in a bit. I'm out.